webinar. Well, today's webinar is titled as Mastering Agile with ServiceNow, Exploring Predictive Intelligence in Action. Well, everyone in the webinar, you might be thinking, who is this new chicken in a hen, new hen in a barn? Well, I'm Gladrin, Gideon Aroul. I'm a full-time AI consultant with IBC, also the general manager for IBC India. Well, without any further ado, let's dive into this webinar. So here is the roadmap which I'll be using for navigating through this webinar. First, I'll be discussing something about the overview of predictive intelligence, and then we'll discuss about the current challenges that are in the Agile framework and how it can be handled by using predictive intelligence. And thirdly, we'll be discussing about the integration strategies, how it can be integrated using ServiceNow. Then I will show you a real world example, that which we built. We built a bot recently. I'll show it to you. And then, of course, I'll open myself for an interactive Q&A session. In that, we will discuss your ideas, my ideas, and everyone's idea, and we'll just move on. Finally, we'll have conclusion and collaborative opportunities. We'll discuss about everything. Cool. So now, predictive intelligence. This is the buzzing term that the 21st century companies are coming across. Predictive intelligence. Wherever you go, they say analytics, data, predictive intelligence, analytics, data, predictive intelligence. So, what exactly is predictive intelligence, and why are we supposedly going to service now? Predictive intelligence is nothing but it is using complex analytical algorithms and machine learning algorithms to study the past events. And by studying the past events, it is helping each and every one of us to predict the future. It is not only about that, it helps us to predict the future, and also it helps us to redraw our present so that we can navigate easily and achieve it. Secondly, why predictive intelligence is a game changer? It enables each and every organization to proactively know an issue before it is going to happen. And also, it helps us to utilize our operational efficiencies, minimize the disruptions, and etc. Again, this particular line that you are seeing here will be repeated in this slide over and over again using historical data, building patterns, and moving on. So why exactly did IBC and myself and we all chose this topic, predictive intelligence and agile and etc. Is that now we are coming, now we are developing something, a new framework where we can integrate this predictive intelligence with our agile ecosystem. Thereby, we can take informed decisions and drive better outcomes and enhance customer satisfaction, company satisfaction, and everyone's satisfaction. The most important thing is we can drive value. The third thing is that how predictive intelligence can transform agile ecosystem. When we integrate predictive intelligence into agile methodologies, it increases the adaptability. One of the meaning of agile is that adaptability. So predictive intelligence increases the adaptability of the agile framework, and it increases the responsiveness. It makes your work faster and accurate, and all these things are made possible by the integration of predictive intelligence in the agile ecosystem. Fourthly, you will be able to unlock competitive advantage wherever you go. International conferences, national conferences, whatever, people sit and talk about competitive advantage. So what I'm trying to say here is predictive intelligence will give you yourself, your team, your company, everything. It will give you a competitive advantage whereby you can always be a leap ahead of your competitors. So predictive intelligence gives you this power. And then, so I would like to introduce you to Captain Jack Sparrow, as you all know about the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I have developed three wisdom points by my imaginative Captain Jack Sparrow. The first point is that in this grand adventure called life, predictive intelligence be the spyglass that allows us to see beyond the horizon, to chart our course wisely. As you can see here, this particular spyglass that Mr. Jack Sparrow is using, predictive intelligence through integrating ServiceNow and Agile framework, it is like this particular device that you will be using to forecast and to see the horizon that lies ahead for you. Thereby, you can chart your course wisely so that you can have a seamless, smooth project deliverables, your day-to-day activities, everything will be rolling smoothly. And second wisdom point that I would like to throw is that to navigate the turbulent waters of fate, one must possess the keen eye of predictive intelligence, lest he be lost to the whims of chances. Meaning, have you come across people who say, "Hey, I might finish this work. We would have done this. We can do this." See, can do this, that. Guessing always, sometimes it works. 90% of the time, it goes away. Facts speaks a lot. So what I'm trying to say here is we have to use predictive intelligence, and we have to be an organization who are always fact based, who runs, based on facts, based on data. We are no more going to, we are no more going to speculate based on chances. The third point is that, ye see me, mates, predictive intelligence be the key that unlocks the mysteries of tomorrow. Personally, I love mysteries. I don't know about you, but mysteries are, really giving me dopamine rush and everything. So, you see me, mates, predictive intelligence be the key that unlocks the mysteries of tomorrow, allowing us to seize the day with calculated cunningness. Meaning, by using the power of predictive intelligence in ServiceNow, you're going to predict what exactly is going to happen years from now, or at least months from now, or at least like after your sprint. And after that, it helps you to take calculated risks, it helps you to take calculated moves, and it helps you to be a strategic person who can conquer each and every goals and achieve everything. So these are the three wisdom points that I would like to give it to you in this webinar. And moving forward, this is the UI that ServiceNow has to offer for us. As you can see here, we have an instance named predictive intelligence, and inside of this instance we have different machine learning algorithms. The first is classification, second is similarity, clustering, regression. All these things are there. So what is classification? Again, classification is nothing but categorizing data into predefined classes based on attributes. Well, one example that I can give you is sorting user stories into epics, features, and tasks. So this is something that we can think about. One more jewel that I can tell you is that in our demo, I mean the upcoming demo, where I'm going to showcase the bot, we have used a classification algorithm. I'll showcase all those things to you. A second thing that ServiceNow has to offer is that a similarity algorithm, which they're offering. So similarity is nothing but, from our point of view, it helps us like determining the likeness between data points. Example, comparing user stories to find similarities, for better backlog prioritization. So for all these things, we can go for the similarity algorithms. Thirdly, we have clustering. Clustering is nothing but it is like grouping similar data points together based on features. Again, the example that I can give you is that organizing user stories into sprint based on reality function on related functionalities. So the fourth thing is regression. This is like the most commonly used machine learning algorithm and statistical thing, regression. By using regression, it helps us to model the relationship between variables to predict outputs. The example that I can give you is we can estimate, we can predict and project the project velocity based on past sprint performances. So these are some examples that I can give you, and these are some machine learning algorithms the ServiceNow has to offer us. So this is going to be the UI, and this is how everything is going to be. And yeah, moving forward, I will talk for some time about the challenges that we are facing in the Agile framework and how it can be addressed by using the predictive intelligence platform. So some of the challenges that I would like to discuss here is one is dynamic requirements, meaning there can be rapid changes in the project requirements. You never know. Maybe first time when you're signing up for a client, he would have required you, he would have given you a request of something else. Maybe moving forward, based on the market situation and business conditions, he would have changed the requirement. So rapid changes in project requirements can disrupt the workflow and lead to inefficiencies. That is a problem, that is a challenge that we are supposed to address. And the second thing is that team collaboration. So we have different resources, we have variety of teams who are having different skill sets, and they have good communication and everything. So how can we foster the team together to achieve our common goal? So that is the second challenge in the agile framework. Third challenge is that resource allocation. We have limited resource, and we have priorities as well to achieve. We have goals to achieve. We have all these things. So we have limited resource. We have to use it efficiently, effectively, and achieve the goal. The third challenge in the agile framework, the fourth challenge in the agile framework is scope creep. I mean, you never know what exactly the other person is talking, meaning unclear scope definitions and evolving client expectations can result in scope creep. So, I have been in situations where I never knew what the other person is speaking. So, we should always know why we do what we do. So, these are some four challenges that are in the Agile framework. Now, moving forward, I will also discuss how we can address these challenges with the predictive intelligence platform. But the second thing is the role of predictive intelligence. Okay, now you are saying, okay, glad you are saying all these things. We are also patient enough and listening. But now, what is the role of predictive intelligence? First thing is, predictive intelligence helps you to anticipate risk. It helps you to stay at least informed about the coming risk, about the projected risk. Secondly, it helps you to optimize the resources. Let's say that you are having 20 developers or 10 developers. By using predictive intelligence, you can use them effectively and efficiently. If you're giving a user story, it will itself do all the computation and allocate a developer based on the machine learning algorithms. And the third thing where predictive intelligence role can be used is that early issue detection. When a certain issue is going to happen, or certain thing is going to happen in our project lifecycle, all these things can be informed before itself, so that we can prepare the present to anticipate the future by using this predictive intelligence. Fourthly, it helps us to be adaptive and agile and go in the flow. So this is where the adaptive planning and everything comes. It helps basically the team to adjust the strategies, adjust the resources, and change the requirements. We can change the building blocks whenever we need, based on the predictive intelligence and based on the changing requirements, or teams skill sets, and etc. The third thing is that we have to address the dynamic requirements. How can we use predictive analytics to address the dynamic requirements? Firstly, predictive analytics analyzes historic data to anticipate future requirements. As I told you already, this line continues all across the slide because it is the baseline for everything. Secondly, machine learning algorithms predict potential changes based on the past trends and patterns. Thirdly, agile teams can adjust sprint planning and backlog prioritization based on all the machine learning algorithms and everything. So, fourthly, the predictive intelligence can also help in enhancing the team collaboration, where it helps teams to take data-driven decisions based on facts, and it also increases the collaboration between teams. And predictive intelligence can also be incorporated into bots, where bots are going to study the progress and skill set of the developers, and based on that, different recommendations can be put forth to the developers. Feedbacks can be given to the team. So all these things can also be done by incorporating predictive intelligence into the agile ecosystem. So here are some strategies, some integration strategies for ServiceNow's predictive intelligence with Agile framework. Firstly, we have to align ourselves, align our tools with the Agile principles and the Agile framework that we are, having in our organization. Firstly, so all these things you can understand when I show you a flow chart. I'll just give you an overall walk through for now. So firstly, alignment of tools, meaning you have to know your tools. What tools are you using? So in our case, in this webinar, we are using ServiceNow's predictive intelligence platform, and some project management frameworks as well. So you have to analyze your tools and the processes, so that we can just align ourselves with the base process and everything. Secondly, we have to identify the areas where predictive intelligence can be integrated, can be augmented. Like maybe we would have thought it would be nice if predictive intelligence, or if it would be nice if some AI was here in this place who can be a helping hand for me. So we have to calculate all those places, and we have to first draft the problem that we are about to solve. Thirdly, we have to ensure that integrating such predictive intelligence practices into the ecosystem will facilitate fostering adaptability, will facilitate decision making, will facilitate cross functional collaboration. We have to make sure that integrating predictive intelligence is not going waste in your ecosystem. You have to make sure that there is some value from this integration. Secondly, based on your problem, based on what you have understood by studying your agile workflows and everything, you have to customize the agile workflow, and based on that you can tailor make your predictive intelligence functionalities. And also you can retrain, you can highly customize. So in simple terms, to put these three points together, you can highly customize the predictive intelligence model in ServiceNow. As simple as that, I can tell you. The third thing is that by using all these things, by the end of the day, what are we trying to do? We are trying to do data driven decision making. In teams, in companies, everywhere people speak about data driven decision making. So in agile teams, we have to bring a culture where decisions are only taken by facts, not by empathy, not by heart, not by all these things, only by facts. So what we have to do is, we have to empower agile teams with actionable insights derived from the predictive intelligence platform, or from whichever ecosystem that you are creating.
Oh,
and
great.
uh, and we have to encourage data driven decisions in teams and everywhere as well.
I have a question.
Fourthly, continuous improvement through iterative optimization, meaning uh, currently, see, for example, let's say that today you are creating a machine learning model after listening to this webinar, etc. But that machine learning model's accuracy will not be the same after 6 months, or 8 months or something, because the rapidly evolving market landscape continuously changes. So based on that, we should also be having a mindset of continuous improvement through iterative optimization for the machine learning models and for all the workflows. Everything we have to redefine for at least for every 6 months or something. Thereby we can always stay afloat of our competitors and everything. So this is the flow chart I was talking about. First thing is that we have to start, meaning we should have a mindset, we should have a motivation for integrate for going futuristic, meaning so now of course every one of us know what is agile framework is, or whatever process that we are following and etc. Now predictive intelligence is coming inside. How predictive intelligence can foster some change, some transformation in the agile system, that is something that we have to consider before we are starting. Secondly, we have to identify what agile process are we using and what are its challenges. This is the second step. This step can take some more time, but you have to sit, draft, analyze, because without knowing the challenges, without knowing the problem, there is no point in using all these predictive intelligence platform and everything. So this is something that you have to identify. Why are we identifying is that to make sure that after incorporating predictive intelligence in your ecosystem, there should be some value that is generated, which is going to increase the company's productivity, or which is going to benefit the company in one way or the other. So we have to make sure and draft all these things in this step. And the second and the third most step is that we have to align now. So now you have challenges, you have problems, you have all these things. Thirdly, you have to align your service now's predictive intelligence capabilities with whatever you found. So based on the problem, you will slowly start creating workflows in ServiceNow, in ServiceNow's predictive intelligence platform, building data sets and all these things. After that, you can try building a customized predictive model, and you can also come up with your own algorithms. We can do all those things. Followed by, you are going to empower the agile teams with actionable insights. Now that you have a challenge, and then you have integrated ServiceNow's predictive intelligence, and then you have customized you have customly built a model as well. Then your team has to know how can they easily use this model to be in the top of the crowd, and how can they always be a data driven decision making team. So your team has to be empowered with actionable insights. So and this step is that we have to bring in a culture which is we have to bring in a culture uh, yeah, we have to bring in a culture which is data driven decision making culture of agile teams. This culture, we have to foster it. We have to let the teams know that hey, by walking according to empathy, or walking according to our heart or anything, nothing is going to change. By hoping, nothing is going to change. What talks in business is facts. So we have to make sure, we have to emphasize that in our teams. And after that, we have to solicit feedbacks in iterative operations, meaning we have to constantly watch the predictive intelligence model. We have to constantly watch our machine learning model, and we should always do changes as and when needed. The final step also says the same, meaning we have to refine and enhance the integrations. Why I say that we have to refine and integrate, refine and enhance the integration, is that we should always be an organization who are lean and powerful. We should not be an organization who are having complex systems, everything nobody knows. No, we should always be lean and powerful. So always we have to refine and refine and refine. We have to have a lean ecosystem, and that ecosystem should be a powerful ecosystem. And finally, the end, but merely that is not the end, that is just the beginning of your transformative journey. So when I was telling about the real world example that I will be showing you, this is the real world example. We were lately discussing about, in IBC we were discussing about a bot, which which is like an experiment which we are doing. It is called as a Seneca bot. Seneca, I don't know how many of you know. Seneca is actually a Greek philosopher. He is a Greek Stoic philosopher. We named this boat after him. Well, as you can see here, this is the PI virtual agent, meaning this virtual agent will be a UI where you can ask the bot, to assign the user story to a particular developer. This is how the flow is going to be. So first, when you're going to this UI, you will be calling the bot saying, "Hi Seneca," and Seneca will say, "Hi, I'm Seneca. I'm a safe story workflow bot," and etc. After that, it's going to ask you, "What is the title of your user story?" And then you will be saying, for example, here I have given an AI powered sports dashboard. And after that, it will ask you one more question: enter the description of for your user story. So here I have given a description saying that, as a sports fan, I want real time insights for informed decisions. So once I have given all these inputs, it will be moved to the machine learning model that we have built. This machine learning model is not a normal usual model. It needs minimum 10,000 data. So we have given 19,700 data for building this machine learning model. And after that, finally, finally, there will be an output like this: "Thanks. I have created the user story in the backlog and also predicted that the assignee is the particular name." So this is the workflow. This is the process flow of the Seneca board that we are experimenting lately. Well, building a classification model. How are we supposed to build? Again, first thing is that we minimum we need 10,000 data for training the machine learning model. In this case, we have 10,000 user stories and 10,000 assigned to data set. And after that, we will be bulk uploading this user stories and data set into a table called as SN Safe Story. And in SN Safe Story, we have two columns. One is story description and two is assigned to. All this data will be bulk uploaded inside of it. Then we'll be running our classification model. Based on that, the classification model will be built. Again, let's just dive one more step ahead. So this is the UI that I was discussing with you in the beginning of the webinar. So here, as you can see, for building this Seneca board, I have used this model called classification machine learning model. Yeah, when you're accessing this UI, here you can go to create new solutions, and after you click this create new solutions button, you'll be directed to this page. And in this page, we have a label, name, table, output field, all these things, which are all the basic inputs and the outputs that a machine learning model needs. In my case, the label we have given is Seneca model. The table that we are using is SN Safe Story, because in this table we have bulk uploaded all these 10,000 data sets, for the machine learning model. And the output field will be assigned to, because assigned to is something that we are predicting. And the input field will be story description. Story description is nothing but it is the column that contains all the user stories, everything that we are uploading. So as you can see here, it says that it says that 19,700 records have been found, matching all these criterias in this table. So we'll be considering all that. So in my case, after that, you can update and run this classification model. Once you have run this classification model, your sample output will be looking something like this. Here, see, even in my case, after giving 19,700 data, it still says that retrain with more data. But of course, the more the data, the higher the accuracy will be. But for a start, for an experiment, for this webinar, for just letting the people to be aware of these things, I've just done some experimentation. The sample result will be looking like this. The story description will be here. I mean, the story title will be here, and the story description will be here. And based on the story title and the story description, safe team will be assigned based on them. All these things predictive intelligence does all by itself. And the final most important thing, this is the highlight of the project, where the assigned to will be predicted by the predictive intelligence. We are not doing anything, because we have given a data set where we say Alex Ray has done all these things, and Amos something has done all these things. Based on that, it is going to predict and assign people. So before moving forward for the conclusion and everything, I'll just give you a walkthrough of how the bot will be working. So let me just log into the ServiceNow instance. Yeah. And once we have logged into the ServiceNow instance, here I can access the bot. Yeah, it's loading. Okay. So here we can access the bot. Okay. So now I'm going to give an input like, hi, Seneca. Okay. As soon as I have given an input, hi, Seneca, it is giving me an output saying, hi, I'm Seneca. I'm a safe story workflow bot. What is the title for your user story? So you can ask me, Glad, how are you training all these things? I mean, ServiceNow has an inbuilt, natural language machine learning model building feature separately built for these things. So there we train this bot by using all these keywords. So if you see this, the first question it is asking is, what is the title of your user story? Okay, so here I'm giving an AI powered dashboard. Uh, Okay, an AI powered dashboard. And then it is going to ask me a question. Enter the description of your user story. So here I'm going to give, as a business owner, I need a dashboard where I can see all my business investments. Okay. So once I have given this user story, it is going to assign a developer based on the classification model. See, based on the classification model, now Alex Ray has been assigned for my user story. So by doing all these small things, by incorporating predictive intelligence to do all these small things, I mean, people can concentrate more on other things where machine learning can be used and integrated for all these things. So once, I mean, this is how the sample result of the demo will be. This thing will be there. So the conclusion and the key insights and takeaway are these. First thing is harnessing predictive intelligence for agile success. Of course, we are all agile leaders, agile people, agile professionals, everything is fine. But as market is changing, we have to consider using predictive intelligence into the ecosystem, or else our business will not be agile. I mean, that is my opinion, I may be wrong. So for attaining business agility, we have to be agile with the changing market trends. The second most important thing is that strategic integration for enhanced performance. We have to strategically integrate predictive intelligence platform. We can't just integrate predictive intelligence as and when needed. We have to strategically calculate, strategically integrate it when in such a way that it is going to enhance the performance. The third option is that the third key takeaway and insight is that continuous improvement through iterative adaptation. As agile professionals, we know continuous improvement culture, iteration, all these things. So even when we are integrating predictive intelligence, we have to, as agile professionals, we have to continuously retrain the machine learning model to keep it updated so that it can take accurate decisions. And the fourth thing is that empowering teams with decision making culture and ecosystem, data driven decision making ecosystem. As I told already, anyone who is going to work in your team should always have their hands together working on data. I mean, when you're asking a question to the team, they have to come up with they have to come up with fact based data driven decision making solutions. And the fifth thing is that predictive intelligence can be worked can be used in collaborative leadership and change management. This is something that we are actually planning on how we can build this on in the agile ecosystem. And also predictive intelligence helps us to embrace the future of agile in an amazing way. Well, let me just rephrase it. Actually, predictive intelligence makes agile more agile. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm open for connection, and let's just connect, consult, and drive change together. You can scan this QR code for connecting with me, and you can do it. Or whenever, you can also drop me an email if you want. This is our official website. uh, so that's what it is. And I will introduce you to my hero, as well as the man behind all these things is Dr. Weislin. A lot of people already know him. He's the visionary behind the transformative change, and he is also my mentor. I am still a learning chicken under his care. So please feel free to connect with Weisland as well, the man behind IBC. So that's it pretty much. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,